Welcome to another episode of Two Joes and a Pro. I was
Come on,
playing.
man.
I was just playing. What's up? Welcome to another episode of Two Joes and a Pro. As always, you got you guys, Kenny, Ryan, and Brian. I have to address the elephant in the room. Ryan keeps saying Kenny's putting some spell over the running backs. That's not true. That's not
It is
happening.
100% true.
I don't do any of no voodoo
agree.
witchcraft and none of that stuff. I don't do any of that. I'm God's child. I don't do any of those stuffs. But like I told y'all before, ahead of time, I was playing. I didn't say nothing. I said Christopher McCaffrey is good. I think it's the difference in information, and it was not relayed the proper information. We heard that it was a calf injury, but it's more than a calf. There's some Achilles in there as well, which is a concern. I think Jordan Mason probably is going to play half the season. But this is my prediction. But anyway, before we get into that, my guys, how are we doing?
Great. I'm on to bet
I,
three.
I have never been better.
Yeah, that's a bullshit lie. How you never been
Football's
better?
back.
All you've
Football
been
is
doing is
back.
bitching all weekend. Guys, what parlay leg are you on? Why are you not telling us the right bet? This. Guys, you bet too much. You got high volume bets. I can't follow nothing.
Yeah.
That's all we've
Listen,
been hearing.
anytime you tell
Hey,
everyone, go
bitch
follow
more
us
to
on
me. You
DraftKings,
bitch
follow
more
on
to me than
DraftKings.
Tasha does.
Listen, follow us on DraftKings, get in the group, and I'm out here trying to follow you on DraftKings. And I'm scrolling to find the bet. And then it shoots me down to the bottom because there's so many gosh darn bets. I'm like trying to find yours, and it shoots me to the bottom. And then I gotta go back.
You know, you can just click on his name under friends and just look at only his bets.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Yeah,
know
and
that.
then I'm gonna get all that, and then I'm just gonna scroll me down.
So the crazy thing is, Brian, he acts like he doesn't have our number. Like that
Yeah,
is
right.
for our followers and people that don't know
Are
us
you-
personally. You have our number, and you be
Kenny.
like, guys, hey, what the bet is? We
Brian,
tell you the bet.
Brian texted you like an hour ago. Are we good for 9? No response.
How?
That's true.
What time? What time am I on here? I'm confused.
But he didn't say no. He didn't say no.
I didn't say nothing. I'm on CPT time. You know that. You know that.
All
Hey,
right,
we started on time tonight.
I'm
for
gonna
us.
wait. I'm gonna wait till and you guys didn't even want to start on time. Kenny got mad because I started the podcast.
I did not get mad because you started the podcast.
You started the podcast. Welcome to Two Joes.
Bro, it's a joke. I do that every week. I do something sporadic. You know what I'm saying? So just relax.
Hey,
All right.
hey, while we're on this real quick, I just want to point out to all the people out there that both Kenny and Ryan
all
don't
one
listen to
people out there.
anything that I say on this podcast. I just want you guys to know that.
I listened.
But you forgot that you did.
I put it in. It's in there. It was in there.
Ryan didn't even know he put the bet in that I said.
So
which
don't
Kenny doesn't remember me saying, "Hey, the Patriots might have a sneaky win here."
Bro, you
It's
never
week one at Cincinnati because
First of all, I don't listen to shit you say when you talk about the Patriots because you know why? You are a homer.
No,
you are a homer.
I'm
so
pretty
when you say
realistic
that,
with this,
huh?
You
Not
are
true.
They
Not
win in
true.
this week.
no.
All right.
No,
I think it'll be close though.
No, it won't be close.
It's always. It'll never not be close.
It would
I
never
will
not
never
be close.
predict it.
They're
Ryan
gonna get
will never
smacked by
predict-
San Fran, dude. San Fran's gonna beat them by like 30.
Okay, here we go.
Anyway, so anyway, let me go touch on college football.
Yeah, get out college.
Okay, college football. Okay, what is the important thing? The important elephant in the room is Notre Dame's a fucking joke. And I apologize to
done with them.
my parents that's listening, or my grandmother that might be listening, or my uncles, because they're like, Kenny, watch your dang mouth. But they're trash. They're just completely dog shit.
They're fucking awful.
They paid $1.4 million to lose.
$1.4 million to get your ass kicked is crazy to me. You know what I mean? Like, damn. And then on top of that, to start the weekend off, hold on. Let me address the everybody in the room. I've been fucking cooking, okay, in these sports bets. Brian's been cooking. Ryan could be cooking, but he's not following us. He's not really listening, right? So he could be cooking.
I'm hitting my stuff.
Okay. Anyway, he could be hitting, but he can't. But anyway, with that being said, we've been cooking. If you guys are not tracking us and BK bets, then guess what? You don't want to win. Like we cannot keep this streak on forever. We're trying our damn hardest to, but we can't do this forever, right? Friday, a smacker, a Kenny with a brilliant two-teamer smacker. Oh my god, Duke made me damn near shit bricks at 12 o'clock at night, but
Yeah.
came through. Duke won in overtime. I had the over and Duke. Oh my god, I needed to go to OT. I just lucked up. But guess what? For all those people, it was like, oh, SMU, SMU, SMU. I took BYU.
Yeah, BYU.
I took BYU, right? Because if you watch football, you see that SMU is really not that good. And for some reason, BYU coach is a gritty coach and they play good talent tough. Now that West Illinois game, I was weird on the points. I haven't really watched Indiana like that, but they beat the shit out of them 77-3, which was crazy to me. It's not crazy that they beat them that bad, but 77 points in a college football game is pretty wild. So sorry, excuse me. I didn't mean to burp in the mic like that. So with that being said, that was Friday. Saturday, we already talked about Notre Dame's trash self. What did I tell y'all? I said 2-team parlay. What are we gonna do? We're gonna do Texas, and we're gonna take the under for the Syracuse Georgia Tech game. First of all, the Syracuse Georgia Tech game, I was like, oh, it's easy. First half, no. Let me take it back. I didn't say it was easy. First half, I was scared out of my mind because they were scoring left and right. I said, oh my God, they cannot stop us. So I knew my ticket was crushed. But it actually wasn't. Second half, it slowed down a little bit, but Syracuse scared me because they let Georgia Tech get an onside kick.
What was the under on that?
The under was, I got it at 63, but it was nothing, right? Georgia Tech Syracuse let them get an onside kick, bro. And I was like, oh my gosh, please do not let this happen. But they didn't. But we told you guys what to do with the bets. We knew Texas was going to kick ass, and boy, did they. Boy, did all those Michigan fans out there that thought they were irrelevant, they are complete trash. And 31-12. 31-12.
They don't have the signs. They don't have the signs. They are here.
The signs? Oh, you talking about for
Did you watch the documentary? We watched it.
I never watched the documentary. I never watched the documentary.
Yeah.
I never watched the documentary. But they don't have the signs in Michigan to steal. And Harbaugh got the hell out of there at the right time because boy, they don't got shit. I'm telling you. Texas was kicking their ass. Just up and down the field. 31-12. Ohio State did what they're supposed to do versus Western Michigan. Kirby Smart, I'm pissed off at you with Georgia. He's too kind. There's no way you only beat Tennessee Tech 48-3. And then Alabama, boy,
they only played the fourth quarter.
They cost me some money.
They waited so long.
They waited so long, bro. They cost me a lot of money. And I thought that they were going to play hard because, they struggled last year against South Florida, but that just was not the case. And it was the same thing from last week to now, right? Last year to now. So that was the case there. Ole Miss handled business. They beat the dog shit out of Middle Tennessee. Boise State, the same thing. It was a tough game versus Boise. Oregon was a tough game versus Boise State. But if you look at historics to show you that Boise State always plays Oregon tight, I still was favoring Oregon. I thought it was going to be a bounce back game, but the rushing attack from Boise State, and they, Genty had 192 yards, 3 touchdowns. So it was a gritty game there. Penn State was in a nail biter versus Bowling Green. What else?
Which you called? You called that?
Yes, I told y'all that was going to happen.
Told us, and I was not sure that you're going to be right about that, but I stayed off of it, and I'm glad I did.
But good though, because I was looking at it and I bet them on one of my tickets, and I was like, okay, yeah, they're coming out the gate, and I saw them score in the beginning, and I was like, oh, they're scoring a little too easy. So, but everybody has a good first 15, so I thought that was going to be the case. But then they scored again, and then I was like, okay, Penn State might be in trouble. But they end up coming out with a win there. Who else? Tennessee, we talked about that. Tennessee going to wipe the floor with NC State. We called Houston versus Oklahoma. I told y'all 30 points was entirely too much. Houston lost to Oklahoma 16-12. The Arkansas-Oklahoma State game over smacked easily, but Arkansas played them tough. I like what Arkansas has. I like, what's his name? Petrino. All you need to do is let him mess with some college students, and he's gonna scheme up that offense, right? That's all you gotta let him do.
I think the spread on that game was like 20 or something.
Oh, what?
On the Arkansas, it was
No,
plus 20.
It was 10. It was 10.
It?
Yeah.
All I know is the spread hit because I hit the spread.
Yeah, the spread hit because it was 10, right?
Oh,
it was fluctuating up and down. They went down to the lowest 8.5, went highest, I think 12.5, but it was 10. So it hit there. A lot of people was nervous towards the end because they had like a safety or something like that. And it was like, oh, damn, they're down 10. It's going to mess with it. But they won by 8 there. The Kansas State Tulane game was a gritty game. Kansas State fought back there. Tulane definitely has some sneaky talent. I really like their quarterback, a young guy. He was slinging. He didn't have any fear there. So I like that. I don't know what LSU was doing. They were scared against Nicholls State, I guess. They only beat them by 23 points. Illinois upset Kansas, which if you look at the line, it was a little weird because it was 5.5. And then from last year, they beat them pretty bad. You think Kansas had a lot of guys coming back. You think, yes, they are playing the Illinois, but it should be an easy win by Kansas, but it was just a dogfight, man. There's a dogfight there. Arizona, I don't know what the hell they had going. I think they just fell asleep at the wheel versus Northern Arizona. And then Iowa versus Iowa State was a first half was controlled by Iowa. It was 13-0, and then they scored again. So everybody's like, oh, man, Iowa is really just wiping the floor with them. Iowa State then scored 14 points. So it was like a little close game there. And then, boom, they scored at the end. Iowa State did, and they won the game. And then for all those people that was spanking the under, they hurt. They're mad because the under was, I think it was 36 or 35.5, something like that. And everybody kept pounding the under, and it hit 39. So I know Vegas was happy. I know a lot of people was upset. What else am I missing? Am I missing anything else? There was some there. Huh?
Syracuse? Did you talk about? Or you're still talking about the game?
Yeah, I talked about that. Syracuse was close game. It was some candy spreads, I like to call them. Some candy spreads. You had I hit a nasty parlay, if you guys were tracking, with UConn being minus 15.5 versus Merrimack. Are you kidding me? Who the hell is Merrimack? 15.5. You had Rutgers versus Akron. They smacked that. You had a 21 point or 24 point of Rhode Island versus Minnesota. Like, bro, they're still then Big Ten. Like, are we serious right now? And all of those was complete, like, fall asleep at the wheel. We good. You know what I mean? Those games there, I think it covers everything else, man. I don't think any other game was really crazy. You had some games there. I did want to address this one. Them boys in Colorado went and fucked around and met the real Matt Rule. And we were talking about in our Temple chat, and they were like, nah, man, Colorado gonna do their joint. I said, y'all don't understand. I said, Rule got some dogs down there. He got some Florida boys, and Raiola, I guess they want to call him baby Patrick Mahomes. He's really just trying to do everything Patrick Mahomes. It's kind of creepy because it's like, that's weird, but whatever, I get it. He's doing every single thing right. He's a good quarterback, bro. I see why they gave him the money they did. He's putting the ball on the money. And Rule is showing why he's just the coach he is, right? People might not like his tactics, not necessarily agree with everything he does, but every year, every team he's been on, the first year, questionable. The second year, bounce back. Right now, I'm not saying Colorado's a great team, right? I think Colorado has there are a lot of front runners. They get a lot of people amped, excited, especially, I'm going to say the black community, because we want a coach to be the guy. And I like Deion Sanders. I'm not saying Deion Sanders is not a good coach. I think he is. But I think you have a lot of guys there. My boy said, you got a lot of dudes there. Like, if your O-line is all designered out and got Dior on, I don't want them. I want the corn-fed dudes. I want the dudes that got Carhartts on, that's driving people off the ball, right? And I think that's what you see. You have a lot of people that's at Colorado that could be ballers, but most of those guys that are not the cream of the crop guys, they just the middle of the pack. They just there because they want to be a part of the show. They're not there because they're trying to get better. They're not there because they listen. I'm trying to really grind. They're just here to be part of the show. And when you play against a team that has similar talent but are more disciplined, that's a result. That's what you're gonna get. So
yeah, Colorado's problem is they have no offensive line at all. They have a talented quarterback. They have talented receivers.
Yep.
Running back, it's fine. It's not great, but not bad.
I think DJ Hayden is good. I just think you can't do nothing as a running back if you don't have a good old line. If your line is trash, you need a line.
Yeah. And then their defense, bro, they didn't do anything. Last year, their defense was a problem, and now again,
it's the same thing.
They can't even tackle.
I think in their mind, they're like, well, Shedeur is a great quarterback. So if we can't stop him. Who cares? But they're like, well, if we can't stop him, a lot of other people can't stop him. But it's like that's not the case, bro.
Yeah.
So if you're not stopping anybody on defense and Shedeur's getting stopped, then guess what's happening? Y'all are losing, and y'all are not just giving up field goals. Y'all giving up touchdowns.
Yes,
and you can't win like that. You could win. You could have a bend but don't break mentality with field goals, but not touchdowns. But I digress. I know I took enough time. This week we're gonna have some smackers, but that's what I got for college football.
Okay.
What we got for baseball? We got anything?
Yeah, baseball.
No, we don't care.
We're just covering football.
Yeah,
let me touch on some baseball right now.
Come on,
baseball. We got a couple weeks away before we start really getting to the nitty gritty. I think we probably we're 20 games out.
Yeah, end of the month. End of the month.
End of the month, and we're done, and we're getting into playoff time. So that will be exciting. I think we got a lot of teams that's close in the pack, right? So I like my Padres. One last thing before I go, but we continue. I know I keep talking my ass off, but Temple Owls. I'm about to not claim Temple anymore. Like I didn't go to Temple. If I was in a league right now, I would say, you know how they be like University of Alabama.
My shit high school.
Buell's High School, because I would not claim Temple. The way that we just get disrespected, like,
bro, I told you they were bad.
Huh?
I told you they were bad.
I didn't say they weren't.
I know, but first week you said, they're gonna cover. They got smacked.
I said they might cover, but then listen, thinking with your heart and thinking with your pocket is two different things. Where'd I put my money at? On Oklahoma.
You had them on one ticket. It was a big ticket, but you had them on one.
Oh yeah, but that was before. Okay. I was just whatever.
That's his lotto. His lotto ticket.
That was a lotto ticket, you know.
Yeah,
that wasn't a real joint. When I really put some money out, I put that bit right. I bought it down a little bit just to be safe, and I put it right on Oklahoma.
Yeah.
So anyway, but that's all I had to say.
All right.
What we got for NFL?
All right. So how do we want to do this? Do I want to go over the games, or do we want to go over? I got a bunch. I got a ton of stuff. I got injuries to talk about. We got an arrest to talk about.
We don't care about the damn arrest.
Why? That's good TV.
Why do we care about that?
All right, fine. Whatever. We won't talk
about
that.
You trying to get us canceled? I already said a black comment.
Why would we get canceled for that?
I
have a feeling we're on the right side of things on that.
I don't know. Listen, you forgot. There's a lot of people that love the police.
Yeah, but I'm a solid supporter of the police. But
all right, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. We're already here.
All right. Right before the Dolphins game, Dolphins are about to play. Tyreek Hill's trying to get to the game. He's probably speeding. They pull him over. Like 5 or 6 cops pull him over on motorcycles. Tell him to get out of the car. Then they release. So all that's being reported is that Tyreek Hill's been arrested or is being detained. And then body cam footage comes out later. He ends up getting released and plays the game just fine. And he goes off. But the body cam footage that came out was these guys were pretty the cops were pretty irritated with him. Now, I will say he walks up on the car. He tells him to roll his window down. He gives him his information. And then Tyreek gives him his wallet or whatever, his ID and his insurance, and then just rolls the window back up. And then the cop is asking him to roll his window down, which for safety reasons, I get it. He's got blacked out windows. He doesn't know, but he had already given him his information. So then it escalates.
He didn't just. Oh, here's my information. He said, hey, "Don't knock on my window like that. What's wrong with you? Don't knock on my window like that."
Yeah.
And I think that's what started the ego piece, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like, as you got to think about, man, like, and I don't want people to take this the wrong way, but a lot of people that are police officers and things like that, or state troopers, a lot of those guys is just looking to have some authority, right? There's not all of them. A lot of them are good guys, but some of them are like, hey, I'm looking for some power, right? And right now I have the authority to control, right? So when you say something like that, I feel like that kind of stirred him the wrong way. And you can hear with a body cam when he said, "Oh my God, you know what that is?" His partner said, "That's Tariq Hill." And then after that, it was like, "Oh, it is. Let's turn this shit up." Or if it's not that, it seemed like that from the camera. Because as soon as he said, "Hey, it's Tariq Hill," then it looked like shit amped up quick.
It was pretty bad.
I just didn't understand how you tell somebody, "Hey, roll your window down." Cool. You know, get out the car. You know what, buddy? And you snatch him out the car. You don't even give him the opportunity.
He was getting out. He was getting out.
He said, "Bro, I'm coming." He's like, "I'm coming, bro." Yeah. So then you say, so I hear both sides. People are like, "Well, he's supposed to go." I'm like, bro, when the cop tell you something, when you get pulled over, you don't act fast. I never have. I'm trying to make sure they listen. I'm cooperating and I'm moving at a good pace. I'm not wilding out. Oh, fast and do it. I don't want him to think nothing.
Yeah. And in his defense, he's a public figure. I wouldn't want. That's probably why he rolled his window up right away, because he's like, I got all the I don't want the publicity. Like, just give me my ticket. I'm rolling this window up. And then he was trying to call his agent because when they ripped him out of the car,
he was calling the Dolphin security, the head of.
I thought he was calling Drew.
No, their head of
call Drew.
Yeah, their head of the security. His name is Drew. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought
so he was calling Drew because he's head of security. All right. So yeah, Drew Rosenhaus is his agent as well, but he was calling the head of security. He said, "Hey, call Drew. So yeah. But I think even to that point, they get him out the vehicle. So then he said, it's funny hearing him say, "Damn, twin, damn, why y'all being so aggressive? Damn, twin." And it's like, it was crazy how they like slammed on the car. You do what we tell you to do. When you feel like it's like, bro, what are you talking about? He act like he said fuck y'all or something. He's doing what you told him to do.
Don't worry, he just had a minor knee. He was telling them, he's like, I just had surgery on my knee, which nobody knew. They just reported that like today, and they confirmed that he had like some minor surgery and scope, which is fine. But he's like, I just had surgery on my knee. And then he goes and catches the 80-yard touchdown.
He said, how convenient. But it wasn't, I don't think it was something like he was just saying, be careful, because you got to think about when you do quick things like that, and it's not something that you're doing with your body, like somebody else is moving you quick. It'd be little stuff like pulling your groin, or it'd be little things like that that'd be tearing your ACL, like you don't even think about it. So I get it from that sense. I just don't, like, in my mind, it's like, I get what they're saying about safety, things like that, but who the fuck is driving a McLaren? Like, I get it. Oh, my safety at risk. You think a person that's got a McLaren is about to shoot at you?
Right. Not like
right in front of the stadium.
Right in front of the stadium. I guess anything can happen. But he's driving a McLaren.
Yeah.
And you can't tell me you didn't know it was a McLaren. It's freaking Miami. You don't see them on the drive. It's not a Honda Accord. It's not a Crown Vic. I can understand if it's a Crown Vic on 38s. Like, okay, maybe.
You had his license.
Yeah.
Read. Tyreek Hill.
You think Tyreek Hill is about to shoot you in front of the stadium when he's about to go to the game?
It's ridiculous.
Then somebody made a joke and said the reason why he was speeding, he probably figured out he had another kid on the way and he hit the gas by mistake. I said, y'all wild for that. Reddit is crazy.
All right, let's go through some of these games. All right, we started off Thursday kickoff.
So much for not talking about it.
Yeah, we started off Ravens Chiefs. Chiefs win 27-20. The Ravens almost came back. Like after halftime, Lamar said, "I'm taking this game over." and they almost tied it up. Isaiah Likely catches a touchdown pass, and then he went 9 receptions, 111 yards, and a touchdown.
I know you're happy about that. I saw you with their fucking waiver wire pickup.
I dropped him last night. I had him on my team before this game, dropped him before the game, and then he went off. I could have had him started.
You weren't going to start him though.
I wasn't going to start him. Not week
And
one.
you're not going to start him this week.
I will. I have no choice. Who are we going to start? Johnny Smith?
I think you should.
Well, Johnny's dropped, so go get him. I listened to you last week. I started Johnny, and he did terrible for me.
I think everybody did terrible. Who actually
all
went
the
off?
tight ends?
Big names went off? No, nobody went off. Travis Kelce had like 6 points.
Yeah. But here's what I would say. Anyone that is worried about anyways, the Chiefs are great. Xavier, what's his name? Worthy.
He's worthy of starting.
He's a speedster. Well, we'll see what happens when Marquise Brown comes back.
Marquise Brown is over with. It's done.
You think so?
Didn't they invest some money in him?
What money? What?
Didn't they give him a contract?
No.
Wow.
They signed him.
They did.
What did they give
crazy.
him? They didn't give him. They didn't give him no 4-5-year contract.
Okay, I mean that's all I'm asking. I'm literally asking.
I'm talking to Ryan. I'm talking to Ryan on that. He said they did. So,
I mean, they paid him. They had to pay him money. He got he's on a 1-year deal, $7 million. He gone. Kenny's right. Kenny's like they don't.
They got him because they're like, we don't know if we're going to get a speedster. The fact that Xavier Worthy showed up and is actually a gamer, bro, he is a definitely broke man's version of Tyreek Hill. A broke man's version. Not he's a couple floors down, but the way his speed is and how he could just run past the defender like that at the cornerback position, you're going to see a lot of those broken play. Patrick Mahomes just bombs it down the field, and he's going to run it down.
Well, you got to remember, this is how Tyreek Hill started. He was like a gadget speedster guy. He grew into like being able to run routes, and like he does more now than. But this is exactly how he started. So,
but no, I wouldn't say that because at Oklahoma State, he was running routes like a motherfucker. I just think people didn't know because after he got that domestic violence case, he had to do all that. It kind of messed up, yeah. But no, I think Xavier Worthy looked good, and Rashee Rice,
he's fine.
They said, "Oh yeah, you're not gonna get suspended this year." He said, "Oh shit, I'm balling out."
You know who that hurts? Travis. Travis Kelce's gonna have good games, but they're not gonna have to rely on him like they had to in the past. Their chain mover is now Rashee Rice, and because he runs like the same like play every time. It's like that underneath stuff. He's so good at it. He
has a lot of choice routes. I think what's going to happen is they're going to lull you to sleep with Rashee Rice, but you're still going to game plan for Travis Kelce because you don't know when he's going to go off.
Exactly.
So, yeah. But it's going to Rashee Rice, and then eventually the game plan's going to shift.
3P. That's what this is. That's what this is.
I don't disagree. You don't think it's 3P? Bro,
I think we might have the same Super Bowl we had last year.
I don't know. I think the Lions are beating the 49ers this year.
You think so? The 49ers look good.
The Lions?
Yeah, the Lions look great too. But
I think the additional having Arnold at corner.
Yeah, he's good.
And you got to think about it. They played the Rams. Oh, I know you're going to continue to. They played the Rams, but Hutchinson didn't even have a great game. He was blah.
Well, I have some things on the lines too, so we'll talk about that when we get there. Last thing I'm going to say about the Ravens, real quick. People are complaining that Mark Andrews didn't do anything. Is it now Isaiah Likely show? Don't think of them as the same player. Just because Isaiah Likely is a tight end in this offense, he's essentially like their third wide receiver. Because you could put those stats behind Rashad Bateman. He's essentially their receiver. So like what the Chiefs were doing defensively, they were bracket covering Mark Andrews. They were like, he ain't gonna beat us.
Somebody else beat us.
Exactly. And they did. And Isaiah Likely good. So I just view Likely as like another receiving option. And I think both of them are going to be startable assets.
Yeah, I think this carved out a bigger role for him because they expect him to make a leap, but making a leap this crazy is definitely big.
Yeah.
So I think that he may, but even they don't even operate the same. They don't do the same moves. They don't run the same route. You know what I'm saying?
No.
So it's not the same at all.
Yeah.
So
all right. So Friday we got Saquon and the Eagles visiting the Packers in Brazil
Giants
for a matchup. The Giants do suck. I'll get there. Saquon has 3 touchdowns, a beautiful, beautiful catch in the end zone, and two touchdowns on the ground. He had 24 carries, 109 yards. I will say, if they're going to give him that kind of volume, he had over 30 touches on the ball. So like,
he looks like he's at Penn State.
Yeah, he's playing for something. But they look great. Saquon looked great. Hurts was up and down. He threw 2 interceptions. Jordan Love was up and down before 5 seconds left in the game. He gets his knee banged up. It looked pretty bad on slow motion, but according to reports, it's just an MCL sprain.
Kenny called that.
I don't think he played. I wasn't like thoroughly impressed with Jordan Love before that.
No.
I think the interception, I think he would have thrown 2.
It was all short passes, man.
Yeah.
What? Yeah.
I don't know.
Who this week as a quarterback position was throwing bombs?
Nobody was.
Well,
Like,
no,
so that's what I'm saying. Like as a whole, everybody was getting adjusted for the most part.
Anthony Richardson was throwing bombs.
Tua
threw a bomb that was really
Dude,
that was really.
He overthrew Tyreek. I didn't know that man had it in him. He overthrew Tyreek one time.
Nobody overthrows Tyreek.
Well, Tua did it. I saw the play.
You know who threw bombs? I told you, Anthony Richardson. He had 9 completions for 212 yards. 9 completions for 212 yards.
Yeah.
Every throw was a bomb down the field.
The one throw he had was like 69 yards in the air.
That's been his thing though. His thing was always he can throw deep routes. He cannot do anything else.
Yeah.
Bombs,
He's inaccurate. He's inaccurate. All right. Well, there's that game. All right. We're finally going to get this out of the way. The Giants, I told you this last week. If they lose this game, it's over. They suck. They officially suck. Daniel Jones needs to be fired. Unfortunate. This is the unfortunate part of it.
Of money.
He is a waste of money. The unfortunate part is we're going to end up losing our head coach because of this, and we're going to lose our GM, and they're going to clean house, which I don't think we need to do, but it is what it is. They made the wrong bet on saying, let's go with Daniel Jones, and they lost. So everyone's going to lose their job. Daniel Jones is trash. And I say this, but he's probably going to have a good game against Washington because that's just what he does. He usually plays well against Washington in week 2. But
I took the Giants to win this week, but that's me. I think he has to bounce back.
And I think he does have a bounce back. But I think that sucks because I don't think he's good. He had he looks like he's seeing ghosts out there. It was pretty bad.
Bro, they cost me a ticket because of 2 no points in the red zone. That pissed me off. An interception and a turnover on downs.
Yeah, they could not. They were moving the ball fine. It was just pathetic all around. Terrible. Steelers, Falcons. Kirk Cousins looks like he's recovering from an Achilles injury. He could not do anything on the run. Granted, TJ Watt is a monster. Every 2 seconds, he was like getting up with the ball, getting a sack. He was a beast. How many sacks did this guy have in that game?
I think everybody forgot about TJ Watt.
Yeah.
Ooh, nobody forgot about him.
Everybody was on the Falcons. Like most of the money was on the Falcons.
Yeah, because I don't think it was because of
Justin
the defense.
Fields.
I think it's because of Justin Fields.
He only had 1 sack, but I felt like he had like 1.5 million pressures. He probably had
20 pressures.
So good. Yeah. Well, anyways, Falcons. Here is a small sliver of hope for the Falcons. They have officially handed the ball off to Bijan Robinson. Like, there's Tyler Algier, like Arthur Smith experiment is gone. So that's good. I like Bijan, and I want
We
him to
knew
get all
that.
the carries.
We knew that was
I
going to happen, though.
I know,
He's
but
just too good not
it's
to give him
nice.
the rock.
It's nice to know that we're seeing it. But Justin Fields started this game. He didn't do anything spectacular that made you say he needs to be the starter, and Russell Wilson should not play another down. Granted, Justin Fields it's being reported that he's going to play week 2. He's going to start week 2, but Russell's not healthy enough. He's out there suited up as the emergency quarterback.
Bro, Russell needs to retire.
I know.
He is over for him, bro. Like, I don't know if Sierra. Let me not say what I was gonna say. Never mind. I'll skip that.
She's sucking the life out of him.
Yeah, oh, for sure. Listen, you said it before me. I didn't want to say it, but that boy has no life left. He got jello legs. He can't throw the ball. He can't think.
But Justin Fields is not it. Justin Fields is not it either.
No, they both trash. I think Justin Fields is only getting the more chances in the league because he was a first rounder and he's athletic. That's it. I feel like any guy, if he was a second or third rounder, you wouldn't even hear about him.
But if Justin Fields can eliminate the turnovers, you can win with him because that's the only thing he does that makes you lose is he throws picks and he fumbles the ball a lot.
Yeah,
if you cut that down.
Win what with him? Win a game? Yeah, but you ain't winning no playoff game with him. He's not good, bro.
No, because once you get, it doesn't matter. Once you get to the playoffs, all you take away the run and you force him to throw, and then you got Lamar Jackson.
It's over. You said, hold on, and then he got Lamar Jackson. You tripping?
I just get because that's my problem with the Ravens. I love the Ravens. I think that they're one of the greatest regular season
Lamar's the better
teams,
thrower than him, though.
He is, but when he's not as consistent as some of the other throwers. So whenever you get to the playoffs and you're forcing him to, there's a lot more room.
Most of every team has a dominant receiver or somebody that's like that. Like this Rashad Bateman, we want to make him a guy. They need to get rid of that already. And so
they got likely.
Bro, stop it. Stop. They're over there trying to make Zay Flowers their number 1 at 5'7". Like, come on, stop it, bro.
I know.
Stop.
All right, we got to keep going here. Cardinals, Bills eke out a win. They were down early against the Cardinals.
Cardinals look good.
The Cardinals did look good, but they looked fake. They drove down the field twice. Well, first off, Josh Allen does Josh Allen things at the beginning of the game, fumbles pretty early. I think he might have even thrown a pick. No, he didn't.
Nobody controls him.
He fumbled, yeah. But then he came out and took the game over and was like scored on the ground, threw 2 in the air. It was a monster performance. But Kyler dinked and dunked down the field. Greg Dortch had like 12 targets. Marvin Harrison, he did not throw down the field. I know. Kyler didn't throw down the field.
Yeah.
I tell you, Greg Dortch is a sneaky pick up
in PPR leagues.
In PPR leagues, he's a sneaky pickup.
But the Cardinals, somebody in that team needs to introduce Kyler to Marvin Harrison Jr. I feel like they maybe didn't get acquainted yet because Kyler never looked his way ever. When you draft a guy 4th overall, and he's that type of talent, you need to implement him in the offense.
It's just like Jamar Chase's rookie year. Remember in the beginning, Jamar Chase
he went off immediately. It was the preseason that he was dropping balls.
No. In the preseason, he was dropping balls. And the first game, it was like slow. Mid-season is where he went nuts at that point.
Ooh. Wait, nope. September. His first game, September 12th. He was 7 targets, 5 catches, 101 yards, and a touchdown.
Okay, continue.
That's slow. It's really slow.
That's one game.
It's just one game.
2 catches, 4 targets, 54 yards, and a touchdown. His third game, 4 catches, 65 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
Fourth game, 6 catches, 77 yards, no touchdown. He scored.
But then after that, did he not go off for the rest of the year? Like really go nuts?
He was 159-1, 97-0, 201-1, 32-1. Like, I mean, he was average. Yeah.
Back and forth. Okay. Okay.
He ended the season. He had a 266-yard game and 3 touchdowns.
Oh, Baltimore game.
Yeah, and then the Cleveland game, which was the last game, he had a 2 catches, 26 yards. That was his worst game.
So he was back and forth. So this could be the opposite effect of Marvin Harrison.
Yeah,
Totally.
that last game, his snap percentage was only 9%.
Yeah, they probably locked up a playoff spot already.
Yeah, they probably didn't even play hardly at all.
Well,
anyways, we'll move on. Titans Bears.
Slow start from Jamar Chase, everybody. Just
Titans Bears.
This guy.
This was a weird game to watch with Titan Bears. Caleb Williams looked like a rookie. It looked like his first time ever playing in the National Football League, which is fine.
Yeah,
but we'll see if he gets better.
I guarantee you he throws for 2 touchdowns and over 250 yards this week. 225. I'm telling you.
The Bears won this game 24-17. Will Levis looks like
score an offensive touchdown.
Yeah,
they had no offensive touchdowns.
Their defense was.
What did we learn here? Will Levis
is trash.
No,
it's not. We learned that DeAndre Hopkins is a non-factor for this team.
As we stated, it's the Calvin Ridley show. Calvin Ridley, I don't know what he's been. He must have been training in Florida, back in South Florida with the rest of his family again, because he looked fast as shit. He didn't look that fast in Jacksonville. It's like I don't know what he did, but bro, he was running past everybody.
Tony Pollard. This is Tony Pollard's backfield. I mean, they went with the hot hand approach, but he had 18 carries, 82 yards, and a touchdown. He was the better.
Did you think Spears was really that?
I'm just saying the narrative was 1A, 1B, Tajay Spears. It's going to be a 50-50 backfield. And I believed in Tony Pollard, but I'm just telling you that Pollard came out.
But remember, they gave him some money. So if you give him some money,
that's where I follow.
Yeah. You give him some money, you're not going to let him get none. But he won't last.
We'll let Brian talk about this.
Newsflash.
It's his team. Patriots.
Former team.
Beat the Bengals 16-10.
I called that.
You know what? This is Burrow's MO, though.
Yes.
The Bengals always start slow.
The Bengals under Zach Taylor's leadership are now 1-10 in the first 2 games of the year.
So are you saying
it's just a trend?
Take them to lose this week as well because the stats show that.
No,
I mean they're playing the Chiefs, so
okay. So
Burrow gets up for big games, so it's like one of those. Like I'm not sure.
We follow the stats. They're losing this week.
They probably are. But no, I mean it's typical Cincinnati football in September. That's just the way they start out slow.
Stevenson's a workhorse.
Yeah. Somebody's got to be.
Hey,
he's a beast.
What did Brian say? Their O-line sucks. They're not even going to be good.
Oh, they did. I'm glad you brought that up, Kenny.
Their O-line is bad.
Kenny,
read them.
Before the Sunday night game, 39 running backs had taken a rushing attempt on Sunday and the Thursday and Friday night games, right? In the NFL. Stevenson with yards before contact was 36 out of 39th. Antonio Gibson was 38th out of 39. Yards before contact. Yards after contact, Stevenson is 3rd, and Antonio Gibson was 14th. That means all their yards is because of them, not their offensive line. Their offensive line did not help them at all. That offensive line is garbage, like I said, and you will see it show up, and it's going to be bad. Somebody's going to exploit it soon. They play Seattle at home, so it might be a close game. But then they got the Jets on the road and then 49ers on the road. Supposed to be 2 really good defenses. So I anticipate those are going to be some rough games for Patriots fans.
All right. Texans 29, Colts 27. I mean, as advertised. If you play fantasy football and you have Stephon Diggs, he caught 2 touchdown passes in the red zone. I would trade him.
Yes, maximize your profits.
I would. That is not a sticky stat.
Why is that? Why would you trade him?
Because you ain't gonna get any better.
Okay, thank you.
He had 6 catches for 33 yards. It's like they were forcing it to him in the red zone. Like, granted, he caught all 6 of his targets. Nico still has 6 catches, 111 yards. He had the most. But you know what? You know what this also showed me? Joe Mixon was on fire. He looked good. This was the most. He had 30 carries for 159 yards. 30 carries is the most carries he's ever had in his career, and he looked good. So the Houston Texans looked pretty good. Jacksonville loses to the Dolphins and saves my Survivor League because I had the Dolphins winning this game. Dolphins win 20-17. I thought this was going to be a blowout. I mean, Tua still threw for over 300 yards. He throws a touchdown. Tank Bigsby, the backup to Travis Etienne, had 12 carries for 73 yards. He is getting involved a lot.
Yeah, but he ripped off like one big one, so it's kind of like a little inflated.
Yeah.
I mean that's good. You want somebody to be explosive, but I don't know. I'm not saying he's special, but
I'm surprised that Miami did not run away with this game before this, but it's whatever. Next, let's just say it now. Panthers are running at the Giants for worst team in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Bryce Young, there were some of plays that look like a high school quarterback could make, and he can't make. Like, it was really rough to watch Bryce Young play football. So I don't know what they did to him because that's not the same player that was playing at Alabama. Saints win 47-10. Olave has a terrible game, which is shocking. If you play in a fantasy league, you should probably pick up Rashid Shaheed. He's their deep threat guy, but for some reason, Derek Carr loves this man.
He always get touchdown.
Yeah, he loves this guy. I think that it's like he lives near him, and he's like they're best friends, and they go to breakfast. They eat lunch together. That's his boy.
Like, I wish Devontae Adams was there because I would give the ball to him like this. But since it's not, I guess this guy suffice. Like, yeah. I drafted Shaheed just because of that. I was like, I don't know what he does good besides return, but I know that Derek Carr will find him at least 8 times this year on the deep route, which could help you win a league.
I know we're probably going to talk about this one a little bit more. Chargers, Raiders. Chargers win 22-10. This was like a weird game. Let's talk about J.K. Dobbins. Dobbins, 10 carries, 135 yards, and a touchdown. Gus Edwards, 11 carries, 26 yards, nothing.
Yeah.
The more explosive back was J.K.
No.
Oh, yeah.
I do want to say this, though. He had some burst, but
he don't get no
he
tank.
is not. He ain't running away from nobody. Like,
I think it's the benefit of the doubt thing because people like poor little Tink. That's kind of how it was. Like,
yeah.
I don't want to tackle him and have him tear his knee again. Let's see if he could do anything. And he's like, oh, he broke a little bit. Okay. But Gus Edwards was like, now we can't get Gus Bus going. Right. I think that's kind of what you saw. I think it's fraudulent.
Yes.
I think JK gave all he could this week. And for all the people that's picking up on the waiver wire thinking this is a steal, good luck in my taking voids.
No, I'll tell you this right now. If anyone dropped Gus Edwards, go pick him up. They got the same amount of carries. JK's burst runs were pretty fraudulent. And to say this again on the other side, but opposite with the Raiders, Zamir White could not get going. But Alexander Madison is their pass catching running back, and in most game scripts, the Raiders are going to be losing games. They're going to be losing. So Madison, I think, if you play in a half point or full point PPR league, Madison's going to be better for your team.
I picked him up though, just for that simple fact. Like, White might get a couple carries and he might break a couple runs every now and then, but Madison definitely has a better upside.
So, Kenny, what do you think about Harbaugh's impact on that defense? They look pretty good, right?
No, it's the fucking Raiders. I didn't think it was.
Oh, okay.
Nothing.
Well, you didn't think they were going to win.
Yeah, I didn't think they were going to win because we don't have nothing on offense, which we don't.
Well,
Joshua Tell me about Joshua Palmer. What happened with him?
I
Didn't he
don't
get
know.
ejected?
They got in a
Oh.
fight and all that towards the end. Crosby had yanked Johnston by the hair. That was pretty funny. Quentin Johnson try to get a little active. I like that. I like a little chippiness. I like Harbaugh coming up there trying to like listen, control everybody. Like relax. I think for as far as turning an organization around, I think Harbaugh is the guy because you can see that players just it's like looking at their father, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's kind of like they're bought in, bro. Like those games last year, close games, we lose.
Right.
It's we can't do it. But it's like just being like, oh, it's Harbaugh. We're gonna win. And I think Harbaugh having a calming personality is like talking in the headset, like, hey, you motherfuckers calm down. I got this. This is what.
And honestly, I don't think their offense can be any worse than it was that game.
I think that's the offense though.
But like I'm saying, like I think it can only get better. I don't think they could get worse.
I don't know necessarily.
They didn't even unleash Herbert.
Well, who are they going to unleash?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Who are you going to release?
McConkey is definitely his go-to.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, McConkey's his dude.
Him and Joshua Palmer and Quentin Johnson might get going every now and then, but Quentin Johnson is Mike Williams to me. Like he'll be a game that out of nowhere it'd be sporadic. Oh my God, 20 points, but for the most part, he's not giving you that consistently. But McConkey is going to start cooking for sure. But I don't think you're going to see that.
Yeah, I have two comments on the Raiders side. When you did you have one?
I was saying I don't think you're going to see Justin Herbert throw for 4,000 yards. I think he might be a 3,200 guy, right?
Oh, wow.
Red zone touchdowns. Yeah, but look at the game.
That's like 200 yards a game.
I know. Did the game look like he was tossing the pill like that? And when he did toss the pill too, who was catching it?
You know what I'm surprised by is how bad your offensive line looked. You've invested first-round picks in both tackles. Like I don't know what went wrong there.
I don't know. I think it's a progress. I think next year, 2 years from now, we'll be a lot better because they'll be whirling around. I think you're seeing the transformation of Justin Herbert occurring that he's going to turn to Jared Goff.
That's not a bad thing.
I'm saying Jared Goff from like, listen, we're going to run the ball. We're going to set the play action. You're going to perform well at this because guess what? Jared Goff was a gunslinger too, right? And when he's at the Rams, oh yeah, then it's like, oh, it's not effective. He's having turnovers. He went to the Lions. Oh my God, play action, get a good run. Okay, here we go. Justin Herbert, gunslinger. But guess what? Justin Herbert was doing a lot last year and the year before. He was getting turnovers. He was getting multiple pick games. You know what I mean? So,
Mitch, this is true. Yeah, we did see that this was like the lowest passing time. I think the average was like just over 200 passing yards.
So guess what it means this week? On your 400. Bang everybody over 225. Bang it.
The last thing I was going to say, just the two things on the Raiders. One, Brock Bowers is the guy.
Yeah,
is that dude.
Why do you say that?
He had 8 targets, 6 catches for 15 yards.
I feel like him and Mayers both getting it, right?
No, Mayers had 3 targets for 2 catches. 2 catches for 3 yards.
I can't really tell. They both look the same.
But more of what he's saying is like Bowers looks like he's like the next like great tight end.
Oh yes, I get that. I agree 100%.
Like, typically, we stay away from rookie tight ends for fantasy. I would not stay away from Bowers.
Yeah,
like I have him and Kyle Pitts in a league. Bowers is my new tight end. I start him every week. Doesn't matter.
I did like what I saw from Minshew with Devontae Adams. I know it didn't get going this week, but I think Devontae Adams feels a lot better with Minshew as his quarterback. Personal opinion.
I mean, I hope so.
I feel like somebody that can throw the ball to me. Like, okay, cool. Because he wasn't getting that last year, right? So.
And the last thing I will say about the Raiders is what's his name? Antonio Pierce needs to get he needs a veteran coach like helping him out a little bit because he made some pretty bonehead like play calls. One of which that 4th and 1 in their territory, you're down 6 points. You got to go for it.
Yeah,
but he punted it. Maybe it's because it's an ego thing. He's a defensive guy.
He's old school.
No, my defense is going to go out there and get a stop, and I'm going to get the ball back.
I thought I was watching Belichick coach out there for a minute. We're punting it. Oh, cool.
So someone needs to talk to him about that. That was a pretty bonehead play. I'm sure it doesn't instill a lot of faith in your offense. So he's got to clean that up.
And if anything, if you believe in your defense, you go for it on fourth down anyways, because you're like, I know my defense can hold them anyways.
Mm-hmm.
So it don't make any sense. Sorry.
I'm gonna try and burn through these because we're getting up on it, and I know you guys have like fantasy or playoff or what is it, bets that you want to list off. Bo Nix loses his first game. He loses to Seattle 26-20. Denver's running back is the big question mark here. Javonte Williams is not it. 8 carries, 23 yards. He's trash. McLaughlin, maybe the guy. Estimate just went to IR for 4 weeks. That was the only one that I was thinking. So if you have McLaughlin, I would try and get him.
I think it's a go time for him. I think they're gonna let him tote.
Yeah. Kenneth Walker, he's that dude. He's got an oblique injury right now, though, so it's keeping him out of practice. We'll see if it keeps him out of the game.
Charbonnet.
But this is how Seattle is. Shoot, where was I? Cowboys 33-17 against the Browns. I don't know about Deshaun Watson. I don't know what to say. I don't know if it's his line, if it's what it is, but
he's seen ghosts a little bit too.
He ain't great.
Dak Prescott got cashed out.
Oh yeah, right before the game, he is the highest paid player in the NFL.
Came in with a velvet suit on with the roses on there, smelling like a bag of money.
Yeah,
$80 million signing bonus is wild.
Yeah, Zeke and Rico Dowdle share the backfield. I know that Zeke ended up with the touchdown. It was 10 carries, 40 yards, and a touchdown, but Dowdle was right there splitting the backfield with him, which is exactly what Zeke's going to need. Zeke's going to get the touchdowns. They're just going to do that.
But Zeke can't do it all like that. He's not the old himself, but he did look good with his touches. I liked it. It looked like he was revitalized or rejuvenated, right?
You want to keep him under 15.
Yes.
Per
game. 15 max.
Yes.
But he's always going to be like, you could always throw him in your lineup and try and get a touchdown. Jerome Ford is their running back until Nick Chubb comes back. David Njoku left this game with an ankle injury. Jerry Jeudy, I think, got injured as well, but I think he's back at practice. Don't be worried about Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper had 9 targets, 2 catches, 16 yards. He's still the guy on that team. So if you have him, keep playing him. Commanders and the Bucks. Baker Mayfield, the number 1 quarterback this week. He threw 4 touchdown passes. Chris Godwin looks like he's back. Mike Evans is ageless.
Oh my god,
he's ageless. He's
going to be sneaky number 3.
Exactly. So that this team looks good.
Bucky
and
Irvin,
they put Godwin back in the slot. Last year he was playing. They're like,
the best thing. That's his thing. He cooks. He'll have 100 catches in the slot. He cooks. Yeah. And I know Ricard White is right. Where's Ricard? Right? Rashad. Yeah. Rashad. Right. I know he's the number 1, but Bucky Irvin is coming. I'm telling you,
Bucky Irving is a better running back. Rashad 6 catches, 75 yards. Yeah. He's going to be the pass catcher. This is probably going to be the recipe for their team. I mean, Rashad White still had 15 carries on the ground, but he only had 31 yards. Bucky had 9 carries for 62 behind the same offense.
It looks like a better runner, and I think a lot of people are underestimating Tampa Bay. Like Tampa Bay this week versus the Lions. Okay,
I think it might be a shootout.
I don't know if it's going to be a shootout, but I think Tampa Bay is going to give them a run for their money for sure.
But we can say this: the Commanders, their offensive line is terrible. Their defense is really bad. The Commanders are going to give the Giants a run for their money for worst team.
Jaden Daniels, look, he started getting comfortable towards the end.
Yeah, that's the only thing that scares me. He's going to be fine, but the pieces around him are not great.
And Kingsbury is going to let him eat. I don't know. Robinson started to cook towards the end. You still have McLaurin, right? You still got some guys that like they're not big names, but they can do some stuff.
You cannot let him carry the ball 16 times though.
No, you can't.
You
He's
can't
gonna
let
be
your quarterback.
RG3 reincarnated.
He had the most carries on the team.
I think he did pretty good getting out of bounds, though.
Yeah, he wasn't getting Looney Tuned out there.
Right.
Yeah, but with his frame, it take one hit.
Yeah.
Facts.
That's always been the knock on him.
Lions look great. You knew they were going to play the Rams hard, and you knew the Rams were going to. They win that game in overtime, 26-20. The Rams always play well, but the Rams unfortunately lose Puka Nacua to IR with a knee injury. He's gone for 4 weeks. But can we talk about Cooper Kupp is amazing. He is who we thought he was. But can we talk about Jameson Williams?
Blake Crone.
Yeah. 5 catches, 121 yards, and a touchdown. Is this it? Has he finally arrived? He's been held off the field, injuries his first year, gambling his second. Now he's like back. He's gone through some adversity. Is he that guy?
He's gonna get single coverage. That's for sure. Because everybody's gonna be concentrated on Amon-Ra and Laporta.
Yeah. And you got to think about it. It takes a couple years for guys to mature, right? And with Campbell being his coach, Campbell is giving him some tough love. And it's like, bro, we need you. And you could be a guy. Like that film that you put on Alabama, that's not a fluke. We know that's in you, but we need you to mature and step up. And I think what you saw was he had a lot of drops previous years. He was making do of his opportunities, and he was turning them into points, right? Yeah. So
he's definitely worth starting in fantasy for the foreseeable future.
I agree.
I mean,
they're not. This team in general is so good.
Start everybody.
It's so good
because
to both running backs.
The whole team just meshes together. Their running game complements the passing game and vice versa.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I think Harbaugh is trying to replicate. We don't got all the pieces yet, but I think that he sees like, man, that's a recipe. We could run the ball well, right? And then we get our guys going. We have receivers that not everything, right? But we got some guys that we're trying to get up, right? If you give me 2 years, we could replicate the same thing. That's the recipe for success.
Yeah. I mean, that's what he did in Michigan. So.
Yeah. Yep. Last game of the week was the Monday night game. The 49ers did 49er things and wins 32-19. Aaron Rodgers survives the whole game, but he looks older. He looks like he's coming. He looks older. He looks like he's great if he's in the pocket. He doesn't have to move. Crazy. I know he is zinging the ball, but if he has to move and he's off platform, it's a little bit harder. You could definitely tell that age and that Achilles injury is no joke. So
100%.
The 49ers is a tough team for them to play, coming right back into it. Brian was pretty upset with CMC showing up as an inactive for this game, but Jordan Mason comes in and gets 28 carries for 147 yards and a touchdown. So
insane.
49ers are just 49ers, man. They're a good team.
They are.
They're going to trade Hassan. I know it.
They're going to have to. They had no pass rush last night either.
I don't understand why, after seeing what you saw, why you don't pay him at that point.
Why you don't? Yeah, I would have paid him right after. I would have called him on the drive home.
Because now you're going to try to trade from him, and you're not going to get any value. And now you're going to be like, all right, wait. But guess what? I just was looking at it. It's like it's a couple teams just looking at the Ravens, Lions, Bears, Chargers potentially. They're not going to give them. They're not going to give the Jets nothing for him, and they all got some money to spend. He goes to the Ravens. Crazy.
He might have to wait for an injury, unfortunately. But
the Ravens, they're down a couple of D linemen.
Yeah, that one might be it. All right, who do we have this week? We have Thursday, tomorrow night's game. We'll just cover that one real quick. We're not going to cover anything else. Bills, Dolphins. It's in Miami. The Dolphins are definitely without Raheem Mostert with a chest injury, and Devon Achane is a game time decision, but I think he probably plays this game he's got an ankle injury.
Is it Jeff Wilson time or Jalen Wright
So,
time?
Jalen Wright's definitely active for this game. He was an inactive. Jeff Wilson is that guy that just has the respect of the coaching staff. So, to be honest, it's probably Jeff Wilson. The only reason why Jalen Wright would be a factor is if both Achane and Mostert are both out.
I think Jeff Wilson he's a journeyman. Like, I don't understand how he's still in the league because he's not that great, right? Like, he has talent, but he's not that great. But it's like, bro, he's been in the league almost 10 years.
But he knows the system. He came from San Francisco.
That's true.
He was there with McDaniels.
I have the Bills winning this game, in my opinion. I think that you're going to see big games from, Kincaid didn't do much. He was absent. But I think Keon Coleman looked great in his in his first week.
It's the Shakur show. Not talking about Tupac.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to pick a side on this game. I am going to hit the under, though. 49 points is too much. It's a division game, and it's a Thursday night game. There's not going to be a lot of scoring.
I don't know if it's too much or not. I don't. The Dolphins don't look like they play great defense, and I don't know what the Bills are about to do.
Just do 2 bets. 1 over, 1 under. Just fuck it.
No, you lose 10 cents on either side. There's no point.
Oh, don't do that.
If they give plus 100, yeah, I'll do it.
No. I'm talking about like do a parlay with one, like a game script one. Like if it's an under, then do like your Russian totals a little bit higher. Like do a parlay that like links things up.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Because like if you're gonna do the over, then try and guess who the scorers are and like put a parlay together like that. But what do I know?
Is that it?
Are we gonna do bets?
Yeah, let's do it.
What's our next bet? What's our next college bet? Or do you not have it ready?
I already have it. I already showed you what I put in.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he sent it to me, right?
Yeah. So listen, man. What I got is, listen. I'm
typing it out. Give it.
I'm going to tell you guys this. For the people listening, I don't care what anybody says. This is what Kenny's doing, and you can follow or you don't follow. Either way, I have Alabama on a 2-teamer, 13.5 versus Wisconsin, and I have LSU going into South Carolina 6.5 for some money. That's all I want to say there. I also have a 3-teamer for tomorrow. No, for Friday's game. I think it's Friday, right?
There's
Friday.
only 2 teams playing Friday, I thought.
So I have a 2-teamer for Thursday, Friday. I have Arizona State money line. I have the over for the arc of the Arizona Kansas State game at 56.5, and I have the over for the UNLV Kansas game at 57.5.
Wait, give it to me again. Arizona
money line. I have over 56.5 for Arizona versus Kansas State. And then I have over 57.5 for UNLV versus Kansas.
That money line was Arizona State, correct?
Yes. No, I said Arizona State money line. And then the Arizona versus Kansas State game. I know that's kind of a lot of tongue twister words mixed in there. 56.5 there. That's Arizona versus Kansas State. And then the over for UNLV versus Kansas, which is 57.5. That's what I have.
Okay.
And then, my team, the other teams that I like Cincinnati money line. I like the over for the for the state game. I like the over for the Arkansas Michigan game at 45.5. I know people are going to say Oregon's been looking like dog crap. I like Oregon still at 13.5 versus, Oregon State. I know it's an interstate rivalry, but I think that one of these games they're going to bounce back. I think this is the one. And then the Apple Cup, I like Washington there. If y'all trail us on BK, I'll have some more, little sneaky parlays, and I'm probably going to try to put in. But that's that. Also, like West Virginia money line, Nevada over, and Florida Atlantic, Oklahoma State, and then Tulane over. So that's what I got for my picks. I know that's a lot of picks, but I'm trying to provide some value to y'all.
All right. I'm probably gonna have a few picks, but the only thing I'm gonna give y'all is my football pick. This is my next bank builder pick, and I'm running with it. I got the 49ers at the Vikings -5.5. and I have the Colts at Green Bay -3. I don't think that Malik Willis is it. I don't think.
I'm not worried about Malik Willis. I think it's LaFleur. I don't give a damn who's the quarterback. But
Yeah,
that's the thing that scares me. I think he's a good coach.
That's what I'm saying. I don't care about Malik Willis. I just think he's a good coach, which scares me. But hey, I'm not. If you feel it, let it be. So,
and I don't see how the 49ers don't cover by at least a touchdown against Vikings.
That one I'm pretty.
Their offense, the Vikings' offense is not that good. Don't be fooled by what they did against the Giants.
No, but their defense is. I think their defense is sneaky good.
I don't care. So was the Jets' defense. So 49ers walked away with that one.
Well, yeah. What's his nuts?
The 49ers are just that much better than pretty much every other team. Until it comes to the big game. Then they choke. Kyle Shanahan.
Well, that's it.
Right, cool.
Well, I would say Ryan's fantasies, but we'll share that later.
I do. I'll just run through it real quick. Running back. I like Tony Pollard and I like Madison. I kind of touched on a lot of this. I like Madison because of the game script this week against Baltimore. So I'd probably start Madison in a lot of my leagues. J.K. Dobbins or Gus Edwards. I would probably start both of them. It's going to be a positive game script game. They're playing Carolina. Carolina sucks. And then if you do have Packers wide receivers on your team, the only one I feel semi still good, like any Packers receiver, I'm trying to.
You don't care about Packers. We want the receivers. Fuck the Packers.
Yeah. Packers receivers,
but
wide receivers.
I know.
I'm giving it. Okay, so wide receivers. I kind of like Jalen Reed.
Okay,
I think they're gonna manufacture. They're going to manufacture touches for him, little end arounds, try and slow the game down, make things simple, close to the line of scrimmage type stuff.
Okay.
More wide receiver. J-Mo, I think it was a breakout. Chris Godwin, that Lions game, it's going to be a lot of points scored. They're going to need him. And I already talked about Keon Coleman. That's just a feeling pick right there. But I know it's a Thursday night game. And the other one is Daniel Jones is usually good against
oh my God,
the Commanders, and so that's why I'm saying Malik Neighbors is going to have a game.
Okay,
and then the Packers suck because the Packers are playing the Colts. The Packers suck against rushing quarterbacks. Anthony Richardson is a monster, even though you're never going to bench him, but he's going to be a monster. Jaden Daniels is going to tear up the Giants because we suck, and then Baker Mayfield is probably a guy that you could start again this week.
All right. Well, we'll appreciate that. As always, I know we went a little bit over time, but hopefully we providing value for you guys for your fantasy.
Oh wait, what about tight end? No, I'm just kidding.
I was say for your your bets, this knowledge. I don't understand why you guys don't just love us, man. For our people that's tapping into us, cool. For the people that's first time tapping in, just continue to follow us. We provide hella value. One of the best podcast shows out here, in my opinion. Sports podcast for sure, because a lot of these motherfuckers are fluke, but I'm biased. Anyway, like, subscribe, share with your family and friends. We love y'all. Good luck on y'all bets. Me and Brian and Ryan are trying to get to that 100K. So, hey, we need this weekend to hit to continue to run. But always, we'll see you guys. Peace.
Peace.
Later.